Hey there, I'm Karl Konrad, and I'm the Managing Director of Australian Immigration Law Services. We're so glad to see you back with us today on Emmy News on YouTube. Do you have a spare $100,000 to bring your parents to Australia, or are you prepared to wait 30 years for the grant of their visa? That's the difficult question that many parents have to come to terms with. So welcome to Parents Visa 101. There are a few categories you can bring your parents to Australia depending on how old they are and how much money you're prepared to spend. Are you confused about all the choices? Let's break it down. So step 1, how old are they? This will determine whether you can apply for an onshore parent visa or you'll have to apply for the offshore parent visa. When you apply for onshore parent visas, they will get bridging visas to stay here until their visas are granted. Step 2. Do you have a spare $50,000 to spend on each parent? Because that's what it will take to put them into the contributing stream, which takes about 5 years of processing. If not, you'll have to go into the non-contributing stream, and that can take 15 to 30 years of processing. So there's a big difference between the two. So cost has an important factor in making your choice. Now, immigration puts out figures all the time about what type of visa has been applied for, what are the processing times, and how long parents need to wait. You can check that out on their website. But effectively, it depends on year to year on the quota the government gives to grant these parent visas. When they restrict the quota more, the longer it takes. Okay, now you've got an idea of how the structure works. Let's move on to the requirements to even apply for the parent visa. For parents to be eligible for the visas, they'll need a sponsor. And they need to be an Australian citizen, an eligible New Zealand citizen, or an Australian permanent resident. The sponsor needs to be over 18 years of age and regarded as usually resident in Australia. Like with all permanent resident applications in Australia, your parents will need to meet the basic health and character requirements. Now, to meet the definition of age parent, they'll need to be between 65.5 years old and 67 years old. In that case, they may be able to apply for the onshore parent applications, which will give them a bridging visa to stay here until the visa is granted. However, on that bridging visa, they will not have access to the Australian Medicare system. Now, if you have decided that perhaps the contributing parent visa stream, whether the onshore or the offshore, both of them have a two-stage component system that can be utilised. You can get the temporary visa one first and then later apply for permanent visa. That helps break down the overall costs that you need to pay. It works out to be a little bit more expensive, but for many people it's very convenient. Now, if you're unable to meet these large fees in relation to the contributing parent visas, there is the temporary parent visa, which allows them to come to Australia for 3 or 5 years. The costs are smaller, and yes, they can't get permanent residence, but at least they'll be here for quite a few years to spend time together. Now, we know these high visa fees for the contributing parent visa seem very harsh. The Australian government justify it because of the ageing population. However, sponsors believe they're paying taxes and they have the right to bring their parents to Australia. It's a difficult question, one that we can't answer now. However, what we can tell you is just give you the information that you need so you can make the right informed choice that best suits your family. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and we'll be making quite a number of YouTube videos about lots of visa topics. So subscribe to our channel, keep tuned for fast facts, any Emmy News updates, and we look forward to seeing you next time.